Today I'm going to show you what it's like to drive the 992 GT3 RS from a first-person point of view. The wildest looking 911 ever created with the most downforce using DRS for the first time on a production Porsche. The new GT3 RS is absolutely insane. Now, you can't really see the engine bay, unfortunately, but you'll have to believe me. Under the hood, in the rear of the 911, is a 4-liter flat six, making 518 horsepower and 343 pound-feet of torque, mated to a 7-speed PDK transmission. The extra power over the GT3 is thanks to new heads and new cams, but the reason this car is so fast in comparison to the standard GT3 is all of the active aerodynamics. This rear wing, in conjunction with the rest of the vehicle's aerodynamics, produces a ridiculous 1,892 pounds of downforce. How ridiculous is that? And if you notice, it's got these little hydraulic actuators right here that works in conjunction with these electronically controlled flaps in the brake ducts to either increase downforce or stall the downforce with the DRS system to reduce drag so you can accelerate faster in the straightaways, but then increase drag and increase downforce when you want more cornering capabilities. Up to 2 Gs of lateral acceleration and 2 Gs of braking, which is absolutely ridiculous. The aerodynamic features are everywhere on this car. We have those active flaps in here. They've removed the dual radiator setup. They used to be right here and here in favor of a single central radiator setup right here underneath the front hood. Now, because we've got that lifted straight out of the GT3 Cup car, we don't have a front trunk. Instead, we've got this massive radiator and really cool vents here. These vents are, of course, functional, and the little fins actually direct hot air over the sides of the car and direct cool air over the top of the car. This fin on the top of the roof keeps that hot air away from the engine, so it makes sure it gets cool air. And the rest of the cool air flows over and under this rear wing. I love the rear diffuser. We've got a similar really cool aero flap on the rear as we do over here on the side. But let's go ahead and check out the interior and take it for a drive. Checking out the interior of the GT3 RS, check out the door cards here. We've got a carbon fiber door handle, a strap to save weight to actually unlock the door, GT3 RS on the door sills, Y-sock embroidered in the seats. These are the more comfortable seat option. You can get more aggressive ones. There's no roll cage in the Mac because this is a US spec car. The steering wheel, though, is one of the most impressive parts of the vehicle. So let's hop inside and I'll show you all about it. Let's take a look at this steering wheel. It feels amazing in your hands. The magnesium magnetic paddles feel insane. But look at this, there's 4 different knobs to choose from. This drive mode, obviously, selects the different driving mode. I'm gonna go ahead and activate that. And we can switch between sport, track, and comfort, normal mode. Now, if we click this button right here, that is the active suspension management. So you can change the compression and the rebound front and rear, which is awesome, that level of control. Now, if we click this right here, that is for torque vectoring. It controls the rear differential, so we can change the coast or the power, which essentially controls how the car behaves in entry to the turn and exit to the turn. Now, we also can control stability control and traction control as well. The car only comes as a PDK, even though this looks like a manual transmission. It is not. The seats are very, very comfortable. We've got extra space back here, Alcantara headliner. We've got our climate control down here, a cup holder, which is kind of funny in a track car, and even a front lift so you don't bang up that front end, as well as a Y-sock badge. All right, let's take it for a spin. Behind the wheel of the new GT3 RS now. Oh my gosh, this thing has so much grip, it's actually insane. Oh my, you can be flat out through corners because of that downforce. Double the downforce of the previous generation GT3 RS and you can absolutely feel it. It just feels glued to the road like it's a slot car. I mean, legitimately, it feels like you've got a massive elephant mounted on the roof of the car, just making sure it's as planted as humanly possible. I haven't felt this level of grip in a road car ever. I mean, it feels like a track car on slicks, the level of grip you're getting. tire squeal whatsoever. And that 9,000 RPM red line, my God. It sounds so good. Wow. Oh, I am so impressed. You don't have quite the level of communication in the steering wheel, honestly, as prior generation GT3 RSs. Like, I'd say a 997 was pinnacle in terms of the feel of the steering, but in terms of raw performance, there is nothing like this. I mean, what? It should not be able to corner like this. We're on Pirelli Corsa tires, which aren't even my favorite. This on Cup 2Rs would be, oh, shit. All right, well, we just passed a cop, so we're gonna drive in normal mode for a little bit to talk about what the driving experience is like behind the wheel of this car, just driving it normally. And honestly, one of the most impressive parts about the GT3 RS is the fact that it's comfortable and easy to drive in normal mode, honestly. It's actually not that big of a deal whatsoever. I don't understand. It's the most comfortable GT3 RS by far, and the best performing GT3 RS at the same time, which doesn't feel like it should be a thing. That shouldn't be possible, but it is, which makes it the most usable and the highest performing GT3 RS ever created, which is just an unbelievably cool combination. These seats, well, I'd personally option the racing buckets. The comfort seats feel really good. They're, you know, comfortable, they're supportive, they hold you in place enough. Well, I did get pulled over, and the cop was an absolute legend and let me off with a warning and thought the car was cool. So shout out to you, thank you so much. I think I'm not gonna push it the rest of this video though, because he's actually following behind me right now. So a bit unfortunate, but in the full review, I got a whole bunch of spirited driving in the GT3 RS before anything happened. I'm in love with this car. It's so nice to drive. It's got insane levels of grip. It's so confidence inspiring, and at the same time, it is so comfortable that you could daily drive this GT3 RS, which is just a ridiculous thing, a ridiculous concept. Special thanks to the Giuliano for making this possible. It's a clothing brand. I've got a link in the description below to that clothing brand. Pick up a shirt or something. They actually make some really cool stuff, and I'm super appreciative that they let me drive this car. The amazing part is, at high speeds, when you're full on the brake, that DRS rear wing actually acts as an air brake as well. Now, we've got a DRS button on the steering wheel itself, which you can actually click and adjust the level of downforce. How crazy is that? The amount of fine tuning you can do in this car is out of this world and makes it a very unique driving experience, because really there's no other car like that. I do wish there was presets that you could select. Like, let's say you wanted to go to Laguna Seca, you could go in here and select Laguna Seca to have the perfect suspension setting, so on and so forth. But you know what? Maybe they'll add a cloud update. The paddles feel so incredible. That magnetic actuation that comes with the YSOC package is out of this world awesome. I just love this car. Steering wheel feels fantastic in your hands. The seats are amazing. The interior is super high quality, and overall, it is a ridiculously insane sports car to drive. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.